What is going on, everybody? All right, so this is what I want to do during this segment of the show. All right, what I want to do during this segment of the show is I want to just think out loud at some of the up-and-coming teams in the National Football League, all right? That's what I would like to do during this segment, all right? And then we'll post it. So, to me, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a very interesting up-and-coming team. They go out and they sign Jordan Lewis. They sign Adam Hazley, the center from Tampa Bay. Love the kid's personality, love his intangibles, and think he could be a very good center. All right. And then they also got De'Ami Brown as a wide receiver there. So they've been very judicious with spending their money. They've been very, very careful. All right. Very, very, the word is not matriculate. That is matriculating something is kind of like getting a more specific picture. But the James Gladstone is he's awesome. He's a funny interview. He's incredibly intelligent. He talks about ecosystems a lot. All right. He's a really fun interview, but he is going to have to win games. But the Jags got a lot of special teams guys, and then they also got one of my favorite offensive guards from the Baltimore Ravens. So what is it? It is actually the Jacksonville Jaguars have had a very, very good offseason in terms of being very, very patient in this process, all right? Getting a couple tight ends that can maybe play special teams, getting some offensive line versatility. They've done a nice job, and a first-year GM, he's not coming in here trying to rock the boat, and he's not overspending or getting too excited about it. So do the Jags now go with Tyler Warren? I think that's very much a possibility. I think Ted McMillan, because Mike Evans, I'm not saying Ted's going to be Mike Evans. He'd have to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer, but Ted is he's a bigger wide receiver. You do have Brian Thomas that is already a big wide receiver, but you look at how Sean McVay, and now you looked at Liam Cohen's come right from Tampa Bay with a Mike Evans-like player. Then you look at the defensive side of the ball. Are the Jags going to go for a defensive lineman? Are they going to look at maybe offensive tackle? That's also a question, but I think that they're going to end up with maybe going after Warren or McMillan. I think that they're going to go for a weapon, actually, in Jacksonville, and I'd maybe even lean Tyler Warren because Warren can do just about everything in the blocking game, and he could be a top 2 tight end, maybe top 3 in all of football. I've kind of evolved my opinion on Warren. He was a walk-on player, but he's just actually blessed with physicality, blessed with athleticism. He catches the football. The more you think about Warren, the more that Warren's going to be that special. The other team that we're going to talk about is Seattle. And Seattle is a very interesting up-and-coming team. They have Mike Macdonald, probably my favorite head coach maybe in the whole NFL. Just view him as an incredibly smart, savvy individual. And they go out there. They now have Clint Kubiak, who I believe can be their coordinator for several years. You go out and get Sam Darnold. I'm liking this. The last couple of games from Sam Darnold helped drop the price of Darnold. It's looking like a really good contract. They also are loading up on second-round picks. They do have a nice nucleus in the middle of their defense. You have Leonard Williams, you have Byron Murphy, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen. I mean, they have Kobe Bryant. They have massive, great pieces. I think that Witherspoon could maybe even be a Defensive Player of the Year type player. And Mikey Mack with another offseason. Now they just got Tank Lawrence. They might be bringing in Taven Jenkins. They are going to have to fix the offensive line, but this is turning into a really fun build for Seattle. And if Seattle goes 8 or 9 wins next year with Darnold, and you have all these assets, and you're going to have more money to spend in free agency probably next year without paying a Geno Smith and a DK Metcalf, boy, oh boy, this this football team is going to be poised for something pretty special. In fact, right now, you have the Arizona Cardinals that are really building through the draft and building like an Oklahoma City model as well. You have Arizona, who has smart people. You have Arizona in the same division as Seattle, all right? And then I view the Jaguars, and we might even go New Orleans Saints. Love Kellen Moore. Love the hire there of Kellen Moore. It's going to be interesting with Brandon Staley and Bo Davis and this entire defensive staff, all right? New Orleans is still kind of swamped with leftover money from the Drew Brees and I guess Derek Carr deal, so they don't have a lot of money to spend in free agency, all right? But they're trying. They re-signed Chase Young. They sign a lot of homegrown players that they've had in New Orleans or players with New Orleans roots. So overall, New Orleans too. What is it? Mickey Loomis and Miss Benson, they are trying to build an up-and-coming roster as well. So again, guys, what players? You see a lot of one-year deals. Like the New York Jets sign a safety out of where was he playing football? Out of Jacksonville via Syracuse. He's a 6'1", really talented player, but it's funny. I like getting these corners and safeties under contract for 3-year deals like the New York Giants have done. I don't love these 1-year deals, but the Jets have had an interesting offseason. I think that they're an up-and-comer that you could say that you've liked their free agency. So I'll label this video free agent winners of the 2025 free agency, cycle for the up-and-coming roster. A lot of people are enamored with Chicago. Chicago's the big media darling. The Washington Redskins are a media darling as well. I don't know if I'm quite there with those two teams just yet. I would lean actually Chicago. I like the Ben Johnson hire, the Declan Doyle offensive staff. I do like the offensive line movement. I'm probably more with the mainstream on Chicago than I am with Washington because I think that Washington is making these splash moves like Laramie Tunsil, Deebo Samuel. I think they're overspending. I think that they're getting a little high and mighty based on winning one unbelievable game against the Detroit Lions. And listen, they had a very good year, but this could be the Houston Texans. Like everyone fought the Texans after they got Stephon Diggs, after they got Danielle Hunter, everyone thought the Texans would take that leap to being like an elite team that can really, win divisions and win championships. And the Redskins still didn't win their division. Now, they did beat Tampa. They did have a great end to the season. They do have a very good quarterback. He objectively is a good quarterback. All right, so that is where we are at with the National Football League right now, guys.